Hey guys, Chad Trofgruben here, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on the Bone tool in the new Adobe Flash CS4. Now, the Bone tool basically allows you to animate things effectively and quickly. I've been animating in Flash for a number of years, and I can tell you that I don't know how I lived without this thing. It really is that good. So, let's dive right into this and let's see what it does. Okay, first you're going to need a drawing on the stage, and I have one right here already. And it all needs to be on one layer. So go ahead and just draw something on the layer on the stage on one layer that you can manipulate. Okay, once you have that, go over to the selection tool located right here and click that, and then come back and then click, drag, and highlight your drawing, and then let go. Sometimes you don't need to do this, but I notice when you have kind of different objects, like I have a shoe here and then I have a leg, that when you do the Bone tool, Flash doesn't seem to recognize everything when you're trying to animate it. So just for safety, I would recommend you highlight what you're about to animate. Okay, now come over to the Bone tool and click that. And now come back, and I'm going to come back to the top of my leg here. And depending on what you drew, you might be doing things differently, depending on what you want to bend and stuff. But I'm going to start at the top of the leg. I'm going to click, hold, and drag, and come down to the knee joint right about here. And I'm going to do it again to go to the foot. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag all the way down to the foot, and let go. And there you go. You see these vertical lines here. And you also see there's a blue box surrounding the leg now. And you'll also notice that we have a new layer down here. Basically, what we just did was when we created the bone, we grouped the entire drawing together, and at the same time we made a new layer. And this is an animation layer for bones. And basically this allows Flash to automatically animate your bone that you just created. So, okay. So how do we animate this thing? Well, let's go back to the selection tool right there and click that. And now let's go down to the bottom joint here. And when you highlight that bottom joint, notice a bone icon appears next to your cursor. So that means you're near the joint. If you click, hold, and drag that, you'll notice that you have some range of movement here. I mean, a lot of range of movement here, actually. You can do a lot of different things with this. And if you release it, it snaps into place, and there you go. And of course, you can move it around however you want. Of course, there's a danger here. I mean, if we go like way too far here and release, you'll notice that there's like a gap here. And this is one of the reasons why I like to animate with symbols. And you can animate bones with symbols. But I'll get to that in a later tutorial, since it's a little more complicated. Anyway, let's just bring our leg to a starting position, like right here. Now let's say we want to animate this leg moving up. We can do this very simply. If we come down to our timeline here, we can go to a certain point on the timeline and move the leg up, and it'll animate up. And to simply do this, let's just for instance go to frame 20. We control click and go to insert pose. And that's pretty easy to remember because you're making a new pose for the leg. So, and see, if we come back to frame 1, we're right here. If we come back to frame 20, it still looks the same. But we can change that by simply clicking on this on frame 20 and clicking the bottom joint, as I showed you before, and then moving it up. And then let's move it right about there, and then we release. If we go back to frame 1, you'll notice that it's back to the starting position. However, if we hit enter and preview it, all those in between frames were animated within Flash automatically. We don't even have to deal with it. So it's similar to tweening if you have used tweening, but it's different in the fact that it's more automated and it's much more easier to use, in my opinion. So, and that's pretty much the Bone tool. It's really simple to use, it's effective, and as I said, there's a lot more stuff you can do with it, like animating with symbols, and I'll get to that in a later tutorial. Maybe we'll even cover how to do a walking animation effectively with bones and symbols. So, well, I hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.